I'm Jen.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Jen and Joe
On the go.
Echo.
Echo, echo. So, Jen, we're in the basement again.
Okay, so Carrie, Matt, and Riley are on their way here as we speak. Matt came up last weekend from Cincinnati and brought some of the boxes. Joe hung blinds today. We finished cleaning the storage area, but we're going to talk all about that once we get upstairs. We just wanted to show you the blinds. But it's done and it's happening, and next week hopefully Riley can be in one of our videos.
Yes, so they're moving in. Today's Saturday, so they're moving in today. I'm gonna do this, get this ready to go, publish tomorrow, Sunday. But yeah, just wanted to show you the blinds that I put up. Now we'll also have the vertical blinds here that are gonna go up on this door, but I wasn't able to do that today because there's one extra piece of wood that I need.
Well, because we noticed, and we're gonna talk about this when we go upstairs, some of the craftsmanship that the contractor did in the basement is subpar.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
And we'll show you some details of that.
Yeah, we talked about that in one of the other videos, but now we're going to show you the stairs that we talked about. Yeah. And let me I'll focus in on that.
Just noticed today, the sliding glass door, the trim at the top, it slants down.
Yeah, so I'll show you that.
Where we originally wanted to mount the vertical blinds on the sliding glass door, we can't do it, or they'll hang like this.
Yeah.
So we have to get a piece of wood to put above the trim that's level, so we can hang the blinds from that.
You know what that means? More work for me.
Us. Yeah, and we don't get paid.
Oh well. So let me just show you the blinds really quick. We'll end up back upstairs. We showed the basement before. For the most part, everything else is done with it.
But I do want to show them the storage area too, just to
all right.
You know what I'm going to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So let's do the blinds first.
Okay. All right. So this is the living area. So we got the blinds that I hung up. Close one of them so they could see what it's like. They're just 2-inch faux wood blinds, white. But you know, they do a pretty decent job. Close the other one too, just to show that they're...
You did a nice job, Joe.
Thanks, dear.
You did better than our contractor would have done.
Well, pretty much.
All right. So
but then over here, let me just take a step back so you could see what we're talking about. I don't know how...
Here, I'll be able to explain it.
Well, I don't know how well you could see.
Okay,
but
so this piece of trim right here is hung uneven. So
as you're going from left to right.
Okay, so this part, it's flush against this brown of the wood, but as you move forward, look, now I can stick there's like probably a good 1/4 of an inch gap.
When you get all the way to the right. Yeah.
So I can put my finger there, but on this side, look, it's flush, so I can't.
Right.
So that's just shoddy work.
Yeah. So they basically, this piece here, when you go down to the floor, it is flush with the floor. And you go up, it gets to a certain height, you come across, this part is higher, partially because they didn't match that up correctly, but also down here, this piece on the floor is not flush.
And then you get this too.
A little.
See how that moves? That should not be.
Right.
So then I wanted to point out, so all these end caps, all these trim pieces, none of these end caps were painted. We had to point that out to the contractor to paint these white. There was a whole bunch of touch-ups like against the ceiling that weren't done correctly
for the paint. Yeah.
Some of these can lights, this one in particular was hanging this much from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And this was the walkthrough. You think the contractor would have walked through and just made sure everything was done well before we did the walkthrough, but we literally had a list of 50 things. Another thing he didn't do, a lot of the trim was not flush against the wall, so he had to go whatever he did to make it look flush.
Yeah, well, he secured it more and then he caulked it all.
A lot of the outlet covers were not screwed in all the way, so you could literally put your finger underneath them.
Yeah. Again, he secured it better and did some caulk.
So one of our biggest pet peeves, sorry, it might be a little loud because the air is on. So this is the storage area that's unfinished. But when he put up this wall, he was supposed to cover everything in storage so it wouldn't get dusty. So all these boxes here, everything was on this wall to Joe's left, and it was covered in an inch of dust. So we had to take everything from this area, move it over there, wipe everything down, clean the floor, wipe every box, top, bottom, and sides, and put it all back. It took us probably 2 weeks coming down here every day for about an hour
Yeah.
to do it all.
Yeah.
That should not have happened. That's something the contractor, that was so simple. And we had discussed that with him. He was gonna cover everything, he did not.
Yeah.
It's laziness, and it's unacceptable when you're paying the kind of money that we paid for this project. And now our biggest pet peeve is the stairs, and we're gonna show you the stairs
Yeah.
because we had talked about it but didn't really show you guys last
Right.
video.
So let's go show the stairs.
Okay,
So you wanna just do the honors?
okay, so I'm gonna try to show, okay, here's a good one. Okay, so the stairs should be flush against the wall here and here. So look at that gap right here. So you've got tons of these gaps on the right side, on the left side, this part, and then this trim crap that he did. It's like 1/8 of an inch higher than the stairs. So these stairs to go up and down are very uncomfortable because this should all be flush. Everything should be flush. It's just poor craftsmanship. It's a shoddy job. We pointed it out to the contractor and he had the nerve to say to us, they're functional stairs. Yeah, they're functional, but they're not aesthetically pleasing and they're not done correctly. So he held the warranty above our heads and said that if he deducted money for the stairs, if he gave us a discount on the stairs, he would
Basically void the warranty.
on the stairs. If he took off the amount that Joe and I wanted for everything else that had gone wrong in the basement, he would null and void the entire warranty. So he, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not blackmailed.
But he basically strong-armed us into just paying the full amount that we owed him,
Right.
despite the fact that the work was inferior. So
it's very frustrating because we have to walk sideways up and down the stairs because, like, see, that's just not right.
yeah.
So he was just, and when the warranty is up in a year, we are going to totally tell you all the name of his company so nobody in our area uses him. But we can't do it now because we're afraid he'll not come back if we have a major issue like with the plumbing or the electrical. And the scary thing for us is if he's that blatant about something that we can see, what's behind the walls that we can't see? So that makes us very nervous. But he did a shitty job. I'm sorry. I mean, there's no other word to use. He did a shitty job. I don't know if he got lazy at the end, he got tired.
No, you know what it was, is that he was here half the time.
That was the other thing.
Steve was here full time.
Right.
Chris was here half the time. So he
Right.
wasn't here to help Steve with everything, but this is Chris's company. So anyway.
Right.
All right, well,
And also I wanted to say too, he had said that he would cover the hardwood floors upstairs. So when he and his partner, Steve, went to the bathroom, my floors would be protected. He didn't, so because they trashed my bathroom every day I had to go sanitize it because they didn't wash their hands after they used the bathroom. It was so disgusting. We had to sanitize like the door handles and clean the bathroom from top to bottom 5 days a week. My floors, you could just see the layer of dust on them. So eventually I have to get my mom's Shark to like steam clean that area of the floors, but then just the layer of dust throughout the whole house, because he told us when he mudded and sanded, he would tell us when he was doing that so we could put a wet towel under the door to avoid all the dust going throughout the house. Well, he didn't do that. So it's literally taken me 2 to 3 weeks to clean every inch of my house because just everything has had a layer of dust on it. This has just been a 4-month nightmarish project. It started April 4th. It finished August 5th. So you live and you learn. We went over the time frame by 4 days.
5.
He didn't do the things he told us he was going to do, and he held the warranty above our heads because he did shoddy work and he didn't want to give us a discount on that shoddy work, where we could have just had somebody come in later and taken that money and had it done correctly. So But now we'll go talk about fun things.
All right, so this is one stair that is probably the most noticeable, because you can see the one plank is flush up against the wall, and this one has this huge gap. So, I mean, you can't expect something like this to just go untaken care of. This one here is, again, just kind of sort of what we're talking about with this not being flush against the wall too. Some are, if you look at this one here, this is part of the reason why it's so frustrating, because if you look at this one, we're flush and even there and there. But then you get to the next one down, it's just cut wrong. That one's not, that one is and one isn't. So it's just the unevenness of it all, which, you know, goes to poor craftsmanship, poor work.
Okay, so we just wanted to show you the specifics of why we are unhappy overall. Not overall. I mean, if you look at the basement, it looks fine, but when you start looking at the finer details, you notice that the craftsmanship was pretty poor.
Yeah. So just to say, because I just put the blinds up in the bedroom and in the, I didn't show the bedroom blinds, but basically they look just like the blinds in the living room area. But, you know, when you're doing it, you need to make sure that everything is when you're putting those brackets up, that everything is even and level across, so that way when the blind frame actually goes up, it's
the blinds
straight.
are going to hang properly.
Right, exactly. So not only is it level across, but also with the height. Because especially with those wood slat blinds or the faux wood slat blinds, if one is here and the other is here, you pull the blinds down and the slats are not going to match up. They're not going to, you know, it's bad enough that one blind will be here and the other one will be higher, so the top will not be level. But now you're looking at the individual slats as you're going down and they won't be level. You know, I've hung blinds before, but we've always done the honeycomb blinds. But you know, this is the first time that I've done these types of blinds, and I was actually kind of surprised that I did as good of a job as I did.
Well, and that's like the contractor hung the closet doors unevenly.
Yeah.
How do you look at that at the end of the day and say, oh, that's okay?
Right. We're going to go through the walkthrough now, but you know what? Whatever. Okay, enough of the basement. It's done. They're moving in today. At least they have an established living space. For the most part, it looks fine. You're looking at the finer details, whatever, but it is what it is. So, right? Okay, whatever.
I just want to say one last thing. Because on his website, he says, I'm not happy unless you're happy. And that was one of the first things he said to us when we were interviewing contractors was, I'm not happy at the end of the day until you're happy at the end of the day. And we point blank told him, we are not happy. And he's like, yeah, too bad. I'm going to hold the warranty above your head. So.
Right, exactly.
So that was
basically at the end of it. He offered to do certain things, but we ran out of time as part of it. But at the end of the day, in order for him to fix the stairs, it would have been too big of a project to fix the stairs the way they needed to be fixed.
Properly.
You know, looking at the trim around the door, again, same thing, too big of a project to fix it. You can't just Band-Aid that together. It would need to be taken apart and redone properly if we were to do it.
And I don't think he wanted to take the loss on having to buy new supplies.
Right, nothing. Yeah, so, okay.
We aired it, we vented it, we feel better.
But that's the biggest thing for this year. That is a huge, huge thing for this year, and that's why it's just still kind of an open wound. So, anyway, but it is what it is. We'll move on, and that's that. The other stuff that we've had going on is really kind of interesting because this is really, really good news, but it does add to the chaos of our life and just how things are just going. So last year, as you all know, Timmy moved down to Orlando. So really, technically, Matt was the first one to move out, but that was so long ago. He's been out for so long. He's been in Ohio. But with the other three that were home, Timmy moved down to Orlando, got a job with Disney. We are very, very happy to report that now that he's been kind of set and established at his job in Magic Kingdom, loves it. Absolutely loves it.
He got a nice raise. He's finally happy in his job at Disney.
Yeah.
He's settling into Orlando.
Yeah. And it's just interesting that the people he's working with and for are much nicer, much more respectful. So that part, as well as the job itself, is much better, and he's much happier. So that just leads me to question and wonder. I know Disney's a big company, but how is it that you have this department here that is going to treat employees this way, the way he's being treated now, and this department over here, housekeeping, where it treats their employees pitifully? So, and it's the same company.
It's just interesting because Disney has always been a company that teaches other companies how to work with their employees and train their employees and be the company that's just the best
the
that
standard,
they can be.
Right, the standard to be met. So you've heard us, and now you're hearing we're watching other videos, and you're hearing other people start to say, as long as they're not paid off by Disney, that you're hearing other people start to say the same things we've been saying. Yeah, I don't know about this. I'm not so sure. We're getting kind of tired of the crowds. We're getting tired of the prices. These are the things that are on the surface that a lot of people can see. Not a lot of people know employees. Not a lot of people are talking to employees. And we're getting the inside scoop now on that. So not only on the surface do you have people who are unhappy, customers, guests, whomever, that are going to the parks, going to the hotels. They have examples of how they're not happy. Now we're hearing a lot of examples of how employees are not happy. Right. And it just is a cascading event.
It's a trickle-down
effect. It is,
effect.
yeah. It's just.
So that being said, I don't know if we've talked to you guys, but we are not renewing our APs. They expire October 2nd.
Yep.
We've chosen...
Yeah, we did talk about that before.
Yeah, but we have made that decision. We are not renewing our APs. We are going to start focusing more on other content. We were supposed to book something on Friday, but our TA was busy, we were busy, and we're going to connect again on Monday. We're actually
no, don't.
I'm not going to say it.
Don't say what. Don't say what. Not until it's booked.
We're actually going somewhere else
besides Disney.
Yes, next year during spring breakish, and we're so excited. But that'll be a video down the road.
That's a tease.
We're still going to go to Disney, but it's just not going to pay for us to have our APs because we were the last 3. Well, shoot.
You already swore earlier. It's all part of the same video.
Since COVID, we have been going every other month consistently.
Pretty much.
Before COVID, we would usually go to Disney 2 to 4 times a year.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to be going once a year, and I don't think we're going to be doing as much park stuff. I'd like to stay at a resort, and that's just more of our speed now. The parks are just too crowded. Oh. We're more of a sleep in, have brunch, drink Bloody Marys.
Well, you
kind of day.
Just give me
people.
Whiskey.
Lay by the pool. Yeah. So we're going to do more different travel things, which leads us to our next news.
So what I was saying is that Timmy's in Orlando, so that's good. So
Matt's moving back.
But one comes, the other leaves. So this has been in the works now since early June, and because it was
very hush-hush.
It was because there were still things that Ashley needed to work out. But in about a week and a half now, I am moving Ashley out to San Diego.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
We're not going to talk too much about her opportunity because she's very private. But she got an amazing opportunity doing stuff with baseball, MLB. I'm not going to say the exact company that she's going to work for, but she's moving to San Diego. She's going to live her best life. The company she's working for is extremely generous, and the way they treat their employees and has helped make this move just as smooth as it can possibly go. Yeah. So we're going to be taking a trip to Southern California too next year, so we're really excited about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be there in a week and a half to help her get settled. And
her twin sister Allie's going too. I have to stay here and work.
And
because this is this is literally Joe's going to go help her get settled, and with her twin sister Allie. And Joe comes home for like 3 days, and we go to Disney in St. Pete.
Well, St. Pete first, then Orlando. Yeah.
Speaking of St. Pete, we decided we usually stay with Joe's family when we go to St. Pete, but we were adding up in our head. We actually made a list of everything that's been stressful in our lives in the last 2.5 years, And there have been so many things we've had to deal with, from putting our dog down to my dad dying to just, you know, a 4-month construction project.
The roof.
Work stuff. We had to replace all 4 tires on Allie's car, 2 tires on.
Yeah.
I mean, just
go through the whole list.
The stress of life. So we decided that we needed to just have some time for us in St. Pete to de-stress.
So here's the thing, though. Like, we don't want to sound ungrateful, because we are very grateful for what we've been able to do this year. We haven't traveled as much this year as the last couple prior. But
we went to Disney.
No, I know. But the trips that I'm getting at is that the little breaks that we took, some were just long weekends.
Yeah.
But there were stressors involved with each one, except for March.
I had shingles.
Yeah. So there were things that kind of prevented us from really, truly relaxing. And it's just there's been so much stress here in life this year, as well as the last 2.5, that we just needed a little bit of decompression time in St. Pete as well. Because when we get to Orlando, it's going to be nice. Steve and Ariane will be there. We're going to meet up with other friends and Timmy. So we're going to have stuff to do.
I know we're going to finally meet up with Chloe and Dan.
Oh, yeah,
I'm so excited from Chloe and Dan vlogs.
So now you are saying that, yes, it's definitely going to happen because, but I'll believe it when we get there.
Well, because
when we're sitting
she and Dan are doing something prior to the Disney portion of the trip.
Prior, not after.
Which I know they're not going to cancel. Because.
So they'll be there.
Yeah.
So Wine Bar George it is then.
I know. I'm so excited because Chloe and I have met in passing very briefly.
Yeah.
But we talk a lot on social media, and when we realized our trips lined up for September, we were like, oh my God, we have to do dinner, because we were supposed to do dinner another time, but they had to cancel.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, so we're really excited
about that. Yeah, so we got some good stuff going on in Orlando, but it's going to be a little busier, so we just needed some decompression time in St. Pete.
I don't know if we talked about this since our last video. We booked the Fairy Tale fireworks cruise on the big ferry boat. We've never done that before. Yeah. We've done the Magic Kingdom, Tomorrowland Terrace fireworks packages.
Yeah, we've done the boat for the fireworks too, the smaller boat, not the ferry boat.
Right, the private boat for just our family.
That was a few years
ago.
But
we've never done the big ferry boat.
Right, yeah.
We don't even ride the ferry boat because we never go to the TTC.
Yeah, I know. Because we try to coordinate it where we're dining at one of the hotels, or we could just monorail or boat it over, or when we're staying there at one of those hotels. Anyway, so
I'm excited about that.
We got a lot going on. So the whole big thing with Ashley moving her out there is that there's going to be a few days where we're coordinating that and doing all of that stuff. That's coming up in a week and a half, and then I come back and go and
our videos might be a little inconsistent too, just because of the other stuff we have going on.
Yeah, I got to try.
It's just been crazy.
I got to try to get then queued up, ready to go. But so the big thing with Ashley, that's the biggest news when it comes to that part of our lives, that her opportunity and what she's going to be doing out in San Diego, moving. She just graduated college in May, and a month later, this whole thing's process started.
And speaking of Ashley, she was invited. I got to be the plus one.
Yes, so
she was invited this past Thursday to the White Sox invited her to do a menu tasting of new foods they were premiering in the parks.
Or that have been in the park this year.
No, that just debuted on Thursday. They had not been in the park.
So they haven't been in the park before Thursday.
No.
Okay.
So I got to be her plus one, and they provided us tickets for the game.
She got to be the plus one because somebody had to work. That doesn't seem fair.
It was so cool.
That's okay.
I've posted some stuff on Instagram.
Well, I'll grab the footage that you shot and the pictures, and I'll include that here.
Yeah.
Because it does seem like you guys had a lot of fun.
And it was a very intimate experience. I don't think there were a lot of people invited. I'd say maybe 5 to 10 influencers. She was one of them. She got on the list. It was just an amazing opportunity for her. It was amazing that I could be a part of it.
It just seemed kind of cool because from what you showed, some of the food items are very different. So the one thing that I don't know if they're going to have this at any of the restaurants, but here in the Chicago area, there's a place called Bona Beef. Mm-hmm. And if you're in the Chicago area, you know it. Portillo's is the big one. Portillo's, everyone knows Portillo's because they're branching out to other areas, including Florida. But Dick Portillo, who opened that, he sold it several years back. So it's a different corporation. So if you're old school
Portillo's like we are, going back to the late 60s, early 70s.
Well, Portillo's originally opened in 1963, but for when we were kids.
Right. I mean, we've been going to Portillo's our whole lives. Yeah. So it's just funny how everyone in Florida is just discovering it.
Well, it hasn't been there.
Right.
But the whole thing is that they're discovering an inferior product.
Yes.
It's still good, but not as good as it used to be when Dick owned it. Right.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, Bona Beef is another family-run restaurant, not as big as Portillo's, but it's definitely big enough.
And they sell their beef sandwiches at Wrigley Field and Guaranteed Rate Field.
Yes, so I was going to say they're big enough to sell their stuff there. So you had something. Now, I don't know if anybody knows what arancini is. Arancini is the Italian fried rice ball.
I think your mom, we have a video of your mom doing it. Maybe Joe can link that.
You keep on telling me to link stuff. Sometimes I do, most of the times I don't. But anyway, search for that arancini video where my mom makes her best Sicilian arancini ever.
So what is it's a fried rice ball. And they're like, she makes them like softball size, and on the inside there's like a mixture of ground beef and cheese and peas and sauce, and it's just to die for. It's a labor of love. They're very hard to make.
Yes.
Very time consuming. We've watched her make them many times. It's not just something you slap together.
Apparently Bona Beef did arancini with their Italian beef in the middle of the arancini.
They were called Bono Beef Bites, and they were so good, and they were served with a marinara.
I don't know, man.
Joel include pictures.
That's just right up my alley. Good God. When we go, I tend to have Polish, have Guinness. I know there's a lot that you can get there, but the elote, it's the standards. Like those are the things we really like.
They've really upped their game.
I definitely need to try that. So
that was a really cool experience.
It was definitely, from the sounds of it, a very cool experience until the game.
Oh, so they lost 21-5
against the Astros.
It was so bad.
They got their butt beat so bad.
It's so hard to watch a team that you love so much
and
struggle.
Lucas was pitching. Lucas Giolito. Oh gosh.
I think he pitched. He was in for 3 or 4 innings, and then
didn't
Tony
have his
took
stuff
him out.
That day. Yeah, I don't know. But you still had fun.
I did, and you know what? They're my team. I've loved them forever. And I saw Ron Kittle again. I saw him. He was doing a charity event after the game, and I saw him, and I did not say anything to him.
You should have.
Maybe Joe can include. I saw him literally a couple weeks ago. Ron Kittle used to play for the White Sox. He played left field, number 42. He was Rookie of the Year in 1983. I've loved him since he signed on with the White Sox. I've just been a fan, and I got to meet him a couple weeks ago at the game we were at, and he was just so generous and kind, and he held my hand, and I got a picture with him, and he was just so sweet. Yeah. So I saw him again, but I didn't want to interrupt him because he was doing a special charity event that I was not a part of.
What did you say your trifecta is, or your 3 rings of love?
You, Ron Kittle, and Timothy Oliphant.
So why don't you share?
Oh my God! So Tim O has been filming the
latest season of Justified.
Right, Justified is getting a reboot. They've been shooting all over the Chicagoland area. Yeah. So again, he's just so close yet so far.
Yeah, so close. He was here when they filmed Fargo a couple of years ago.
He was. Again, now he's here. So close yet so far.
You need to find out where. Just kind of.
He was at that taco place. In Schaumburg.
In Schaumburg, yeah. So there's an old friend going way back to high school, Anthony, and I don't do much on Facebook at all, but I happened to see a picture that he posted where he's got a picture with Timothy Oliphant from 3-4 weeks ago, something like that. There's a place up in Schaumburg where some taco place, and I don't know if he was there, if they were working, because Anthony does movie set stuff. So I don't know if they were working or just ran into him. But anyway, he's got a picture of Timo, and I showed you, and you're freaking out. Like, what? Yeah, sorry, dear. What are you going to do? He's just a person. I know he's a good-looking person that you want to do things to, but he's getting old now, man. He's like,
we're all getting old.
Yeah, I know. It's all getting old.
My knee hurts so bad from all
your
the work
knee.
we've done.
My back. I threw my back out at work this week. I strained it on Wednesday, and today's the first day that it really has been starting to feel better. But I had to do all this work in the basement and hang these blinds with an achy back.
You did.
Be careful out there, kids. We're getting older.
So anyway, lots to look forward to. The basement is finally done. Now it's Matt and Carrie's problem. They can clean it and organize it and live in it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try to steal Riley next weekend for a little bit so she can make an appearance in our video.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I have like a stack of clothes and stuff for her
already.
I just want to smuggle her. So yeah, and we'll be going to Florida in 18 days. So wait, that's what I wanted to say. So anyway, we're staying in St. Pete at a new to us hotel that we have an ocean view room.
Well, do we want to talk about a lot of that now, or we'll just save it for when we do our
I did want to
video?
say that. So because we've been so stressed, we're treating ourselves. It's really not in the budget to do this, but we're so excited. They're gonna set up our beach chairs for us and our umbrellas and get some fruity cocktails and just do nothing.
It'll be nice. It'll be relaxing.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And we will be going back to Roost Chris.
Yeah.
We had talked in another video how they did send us a gift card, so we are going to go back with Joe's whole family, and we will report on that.
Yes. So
yeah.
Anyway, so that's it. There's a lot. I mean, I definitely keep talking. Yep. We should wrap this up.
Yeah, we should.
So thanks as always.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss the next Jen and Joe on the go action, because we are posting videos from May. We are going to be posting videos for September before you know it.
Yeah.
That baby is going to make an appearance in a lot of videos coming up. Her parents just don't know it yet.
No, you already told them whether they agree to it or not. That's a whole nother question.
Yeah.
But anyway.
She probably won't last very long, but she'll make an appearance or two.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. And she starts crying. Here you go, take her back.
Yeah.
Yep, bye. I don't know. So everything else has been good. Just been very, very, very busy leading up to today. And then over the next several weeks, it's going to be, so. Oh,
and we are going to Disney with the besties, Ariane and Steve.
Oh, yeah. In September when we're there.
That, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got a whole bunch of stuff
And we're
planned.
going to see our other friend, Billy. So excited to see Billy. Yeah.
So... So it's just going to be a busy several days there in Orlando. We're going to try to squeeze in as much fun time with friends as we possibly can. So there's always the question of when. And then we got to see Timmy. Like, when the hell are we going to see Timmy?
Unfortunately, we're probably only going to see Timmy when we're at Magic Kingdom and he's working.
What?
Oh, no, I lied. He's coming with us to Animal Kingdom that Friday.
Okay.
And he might be bringing the new friend.
Oh, okay. That's cool. All right. Well, okay. Thank you, as always. Appreciate it.
Sorry if this was long-winded. We just had a lot to say.
It's always long-winded. This is probably going to be an hour long. I got to see now.
Literally in 11 months, we'll drop the name of the contractor so you don't use him.
Well, if people are watching this from Alaska, they're not going to care.
No, but we do have a nice viewing audience from the Chicagoland area.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. I mean... live and learn. I guess the thing that really, not to end this on a sour note, which, well, I don't know. But we've used him for other stuff in the past. And that's why we ended up choosing him for the basement, because he's done other work for us. And it's always been fine. But anyway, maybe this was just a little too much. Too big for him.
Yeah.
So, again, lesson learned. But everything else is fine. It's all good. It's all good, man. Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
So are you watching? Did you watch Better Call Saul? We won't do any spoilers in case you haven't. If you don't want to hear us talk about it, you might want to just say goodbye now. Yeah. But it did end. The series ended. We loved how it ended.
Oh, my gosh.
It was so good. Yeah. Everything Vince Gilligan.
Yeah,
it's Vince Gilligan.
Peter Gould.
I mean, with Breaking Bad, with El Camino, and with Better Call Saul, just very well done.
Yes.
It ended how it had to happen, how it had to end.
Yes, and not only did it end in a satisfying way, it was bittersweet, but they stayed consistent with the storytelling, the style, and also the characters. Everything that happened, you totally believed would have happened with those characters based upon what they had done in the past. There wasn't one thing about it that was disappointing. The whole end, that last episode, was edge of your seat type stuff, but not in an explosive way. It was very reflective in a lot of ways and kept you guessing and wondering, what they were going to do and how they were going to wrap it up. And the way they wrapped it up, the way they finished, even up to the final shot and how it cut to black. I just thought, man, I got done watching it and I thought, classy, just all the way.
And just loved how Carol Burnett was in the last couple episodes.
Yes, because she was a big catalyst for the way things ended up. So, I don't know. I just think that I was just impressed. Just very, very, very impressed by everything that they've done. All the years that I've watched stuff, TVs and movies, this group of people that put all of this stuff together, top notch. So, anyway. Okay, so there we go. Ending it on a more positive note.
That's
Better
good.
Call Saul was awesome. I loved it. So, okay.
All right.
Talk to you guys next time. Thanks as always.
Bye.
Bye.